Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Crochet for Baby. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this tutorial. Your support is greatly appreciated. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet these little booties for baby girls between 6 and 9 months old. They are part of this new baby set that I showed you for baby girls between 6 and 9 months old, which includes the little dress, the matching little bonnet, and the matching little diaper cover, this one here. If you want to see all of these tutorials, I will leave the link up here, or if you click the little lamb down here next to my channel name, it'll take you to these tutorials. Also, you can make this set smaller or bigger. Just be sure to check out the information box on each one of the videos to see how you can make it smaller or bigger. Okay, so let's get started, and thank you for watching. To begin, I'll be using this 3mm crochet hook, and I'll be using this DK weight yarn. If you're in the US, you can use any number 3 yarn. This is the yarn that I'm using. It's called Super Soft Baby Double Knit James C. Brett. I'll be using in this color light blue and white. To begin, the first thing that we're going to do is the front of the baby booty. So to start here, we are going to chain 7. Now, these baby booties are going to be for 6 to 9 months, but you can make them smaller or slightly bigger. Just make sure to look down here in the information box. I always leave you information on how you can make any of my garments smaller or bigger. Okay, so here, like I said, we're going to chain 7. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, into the third chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, we're going to make a double crochet. 1, and then 1 double crochet into the next 4 chains. That's 2, 3, and 4. So I have 4 double crochets. Now, into this last chain right here, I'm going to make 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, along this side here, we're going to make 4 double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, into this chain right here, we have 2 here at the end. We're going to insert a hook into that chain right there, and we're going to make 4 double crochets here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let me count to make sure I have 16 double crochets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 double crochets. Perfect. Now we're going to join to the top of the first double crochet with a slip stitch. And here's the first row. Now, I did 2 rows in white, so for the next row, chain 2. These 2 chains never count as a stitch. They're just there so that when we join, there's no gap. See, this is where I've been joining here, right there. So you can barely see. That's what we want. So here for this second row, what we're going to do here is on this side here, we're going to make 5 double crochets. So into the same stitch where I did the slip stitch, make a double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets. Now, what I'm going to do into the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, is I'm going to make a total of 7 double crochets. So into this first double crochet here, I'm going to make 2 double crochets into the same stitch. That's 1 and 2. Into the center stitch, I'm going to make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And into the third double crochet, make 2 double crochets. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Now along this side here, I'm going to make 5 double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets. Now we have the next 3 stitches here for this other corner. You're going to make 7 double crochets. So the same thing we did here, you're going to do here. So into the first, make 2 double crochets into the same stitch, and then in the center, make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And into the last 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. Now you should have 24 double crochets for this second row, so let me count them for you. We have the chains, which do not count, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 double crochets for this second row. Now to finish this row, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now I'm not going to continue with the white color, but if you are, don't cut your yarn here. I'm going to cut my yarn here. So just pass your yarn through this last loop here. And now with the blue yarn, insert your hook into the same stitch where you did the slip stitch and chain 2 with the new color. If you're not changing color, then just chain 2. 1 and 2. Now in this row along this side, I'm going to make 7 double crochets. So I'm going to make my first one back into the same stitch here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now into the next 3, I'm going to make 2 double crochets on each. 1 and 2. Into the next 1 and 2. And into the next 2 again. 1 and 2. So that here for this corner, we have 6 double crochets. Now along this side here, I'm going to make 9 double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now into the next 3, I'm going to make 2 double crochets on each. 1 and 2. Into the next. 1 and 2. And into the third. 1 and 2. Now you should be left with 2 stitches here, so make 1 double crochet on each. 1 and 1. Now for this third row, you should have 30 double crochets. So let me count them. So here's the first double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Perfect. Now to finish this third row, just join to the top of the first double crochet. And this is how we finish the third row with 30 double crochets. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to work, let's see, I did a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows in blue. So we already have 1 row, we need to do 4 more rows. And all you're going to do to begin is you're going to chain 2, and into this same stitch you're going to make a double crochet and then a double crochet into each one of these double crochets. We're not going to increase anymore. This is perfect for the size that we're making this for. So all you're going to do all around is 30 double crochets. Now to finish this row, you're going to go here on top of the first double crochet, join with a slip stitch, chain 2, and then start the next row in the same way that I just showed you here. And you're going to do this until you have a total of 5 rows like I do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to do the heel. So continue, and I will meet you once we have these 5 rows to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making my 5 rows in this color blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I just joined to the beginning. Now what I've done here is I have placed 2 stitch markers along each corner. I have 15 stitches here for this side and then 15 double crochets for this side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make 4 slip stitches so that I'm right about here. Actually 1, 2, 3 slip stitches so that I'm right about here. That way we can begin these next rows from this side to this side. So here, insert your hook through the front loop of the double crochet, not through both loops, because we're going to come back and make double crochets there. So just make a slip stitch into this, and actually into these 3 stitches here. Perfect. Now chain 2, turn, and here we're going to go back into this last double crochet right here and make a double crochet. That's 1 into the next, that's 2 into the next, 3, and then we have the 2 chains. Don't do anything there, don't even count them as well because they don't count. And then on top of the double crochet, make your 4th double crochet. Here you should have 15 double crochets, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 double crochets. Now we're going to chain 2, turn. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make double crochets here, but we're going to go in between the double crochets. If it's easier for you, then go on top of the double crochets, but these next I don't know, 4 or 5 rows, I'm going to work them in the same way where I go in between. So your baby booty, if you do them on top, it might be a little longer than what I have, but it's okay. Between the first 2, I did my first double crochet. Between the next 2, again, that's the second, and I'm going to continue like this. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the last one we're going to make it here on top of the last double crochet. That's 15 double crochets. So here this would be the second row. We're going to start counting here. That's 1 and 2. We have 15 double crochets on each. Now chain 2, turn, and in this third row we're going to reduce right here, right in the center. So we're going to make our first double crochet in between the first 2 stitches here. So make a double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to make a reduction, so yarn over, insert your hook between the next 2, take 2 loops off, yarn over, insert your hook between the next 2, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. Again, between the next 2, take 2 loops off, yarn over, between the next 2, take 2 loops off, 3 loops, close. We're going to do this one more time. So yarn over, between the next 2, take 2 loops off, yarn over, take 2 loops off, 3 loops, close. So here's our reduction, 1, 2, 3. Now between the next 2, make a double crochet. That's 1, between the next 2, that's 2, and between the next 2, that's 3, and on top of the last double crochet, that is 4. So here for this row of reduction, you should have 12. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. Remember, the 2 chains never count. So that was row 3. Now for row 4, we're going to chain 2 and turn. And here we're going to do the same thing, but we're only going to make 1 reduction right here, right in the center. So between the first 2, make your first double crochet. That's 1, between the next, that's 2, between the next, that's 3, 4, and then we have the 3 reductions. Here we're going to work our reductions. So between these 2 reductions, insert your hook, take 2 loops off, yarn over, between the next 2 right here, insert your hook, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops, close. So here's the 1 reduction we're going to do here. So now continue and work 1 double crochet between each one of these double crochets, and for this row we should finish with 11 double crochets. To make your last one, go on top of the last double crochet. Let me count to make sure. You should have 11. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Perfect. Now for the 5th row, chain 1, turn. Here what we're going to do is pay close attention, because this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook between the first 2, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, yarn over, insert your hook between the next 2, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, between the next 2, take 2 loops off, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, between the next 2, take 2 loops off, 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, between the next 2, take 2 loops off, 6 loops, yarn over, between the next 2, take 2 loops off, 7 loops, yarn over, between the next 2. Don't go in between this reduction here, go into the next. Take 2 loops off, that's, I lost count, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yarn over, between the next 2, take 2 loops off, that's 9. Yarn over, between the next 2, take 2 loops off, that's 10. Let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, yes. Yarn over, between the next 2, take 2 loops off, that's 11, and 1 more. On top of the last double crochet, insert your hook, take 2 loops off, and here you should have 12 loops on the hook. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Perfect. Now grab a loop and close through all of these stitches here. And this is how we're going to create the heel. Now pull here so that we can grab a pretty long loop here. Okay, and make a loop. Now I don't want this here to open, so this is why I'm going to grab this loop and I'm just going to tie a knot here. I'm not going to cut my yarn. I'm just going to tie a knot here and then tie it again. Now make sure to cut this here so that when you put this on your baby's toes don't get caught in this loop. And we're just going to hide this along this side when we do that. So now we have our yarn right here, and we're going to go right to the very side right here. This is the double crochet that we did right here. So just grab a loop like this and chain 2. 1, 2. Now here what we're going to do is we're going to make a double crochet. Let's see, let me double check. What I need to do here is only do 5 stitches here along this side. And this part here has more than that, so I'm going to do the following instead. So it's going to seem like a reduction, but or a decrease, but really it's not. It's more to cover the spaces that are going to be left in between. So here, insert your hook into this same space and make a double crochet, but don't close. Yarn over again and then go right next to it, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. Now between this stitch marker and here I need to only have 5 stitches, just like this. So yarn over, insert your hook here and into the next stitch, take 2 loops off, 3 loops, close. Now yarn over again, insert your hook into this same stitch, take 2 loops, yarn over, and right here take 2 loops off, 3 loops, close. That's 2, let's see, actually 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 more, 2 more. Take 2 loops off, yarn over, take 2 loops off, close. And now to make the last one, yarn over, insert your hook into this space, take 2 loops off, yarn over, and then insert your hook right here into this very corner. I took off the stitch marker there. And make your 5th stitch. See, there should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So now here along the top there should be 15, so we're going to work these 15 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now remove the stitch marker, we don't need it anymore. And now here we're going to do the same thing we did here. We're going to make these 5 stitches and in the same way. So yarn over, insert your hook into this very corner stitch right there, take 2 loops off, yarn over, and right here where we have these 2 chains, take 2 loops off, 3 loops, close. That is 1, that's 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. Let's see, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. 4 and 5. Now, here in the back, right here, we're going to make 4 stitches. So the way that I'm going to do them is I'm going to make 1 right here, 1 double crochet. So now I'm going to go right in the middle, right here, and I'm going to make 3 right here. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. And now to finish, join to the first double crochet with a slip stitch. And this is how we finish this row. And the heel is complete. Now for this row you should have a total of, let's see, 29 double crochets, because we did 5, 5, 15, and then we added 4 here. So that's 29 double crochets. From here on, we're just going to now work 2 rows, actually 1 row of double crochets, and then we're going to switch to front post and back post double crochets. So chain 2, and into the same stitch here make a double crochet on top of the next, double crochet on top of the next, and so on. Here you're just going to work these 29 double crochets. Now if you had a hard time doing this side here and the other, as long as you have 29 double crochets, it's okay. It doesn't matter how you did yours, as long as it looks nice and even on both sides. Okay, so continue for this row, and I'll meet you back once it's done to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished this row of double crochets. I joined to the top of the first double crochet, and there should be 29 double crochets here. Now, what we're going to do for 2 rows is this part here. We're going to do 2 rows of front post and back post double crochets. So let me show you. You're going to chain 2, and then this first double crochet here, work a front post double crochet. Next one, back post double crochet, front post double crochet into the next, and so on. This is how we're going to work this row and the next one. Now, if you have a hard time making front post and back post double crochets, what you can do is, like these 3 rows here, all I did was double crochet, so you can make it in the same way. I like to do it like this here because it tends to be a little tighter around the ankles, so the baby, you know, keeps the little booties on. You're going to work these 2 rows like this, front post and back post double crochets. When you finish, you're going to join here to the top of the first double crochet right there, chain 1, and then you're going to work this into a front post double crochet, back, front, and so on. We're going to do this for 2 rows, so continue, and I'll meet you once we finish those 2 rows. I'm here at the end of this second row where we did front post and back post double crochets. To finish, go here to the side where we have the chain and join with a slip stitch. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to make 3 rows like this just double crochets. So here, chain 2, and into this first double crochet right there, make your first double crochet, and then on top of the next a double crochet, and so on. Now these baby booties, you can make them for boys as well. I'm going to show you what they look like once I have this row here a bit further. It's a really cute baby booty. The one we're making this for is for the baby set. That includes the little dress, the little bloomers, and these shoes here. But I'll show you right now that these can be made for boys too. If you make this row like this, see how cute that is. Okay, so here you're just going to continue and finish this row. To finish, you're going to go on top of the first double crochet, join with a slip stitch here, chain 2, and then repeat the same row 2 more times, so that when we finish we have 3 rows like this. So continue, and I will meet you once we have those 3 rows done. Okay, I finished this 3rd row, and this is what it looks like. So now these baby booties can easily be made for baby boys. If you just fold this part here and don't do anything else, look how cute these are. You can do that as well. Now what we're going to do here is this row of V stitches, and then we're going to finish with white. So here to do this row, I just joined here to the beginning with a slip stitch and finish that third row. So here just chain 4, yes 4, turn, and here for this one time here we're going to go into this slip stitch that I just did and make a double crochet. Here's the first V-stitch. Then we're going to skip 1 and into the second, make another V-stitch. Each one of the V-stitches is going to consist of 1 double crochet, 2 chains, 1 double crochet. Again, skip 1 and into the next, same thing. Double crochet, 2 chains, double crochet. This is how we're going to continue here, so I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, I finished this V-stitch row. I joined here to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, pass my yarn through that last loop. You should have about 15 V-stitches here. Now what we're going to do here is this part here, and I'm going to use this white yarn. So insert your hook here into the space here of the first V-stitch, and I'm going to make a loop first. So insert your hook here into this first V-stitch and chain 1, and here we're going to work front post double crochet. So right here we're going to go into these chains here and work a front post double crochet. Now inside here you're going to do a fan of 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets, and then front post double crochet here. And then again we have the next V-stitch, so all you're going to do is front post double crochet. Inside the chain 2 space you're going to do a fan, 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets, and then a front post double crochet. This is how you're going to work each one of the V-stitches. So continue all around, and I'll meet you at the end to show you the finished booty. Okay, I finished making this last row here at the end. I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and then pass my yarn through that last loop. So here all I need to do is just hide this end, and my baby booty is done. Okay, I finished making this last row here at the end. I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and then pass my yarn through that last loop, and the baby booties are done, and that's what they look like. Now here in the center I just passed the little ribbon here to the side, and then I just tied a little bow and then sewed in these little flowers, and that's what they look like. Here's the bottom and here's the other one. I did it in the exact same way. So this completes this new set that I'm going to show you, which includes the baby booties, the diaper cover, this one here, the little dress, and the little matching baby bonnet. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.